3 seconds per question. Let's begin. What is the only country in the world that has a flag not shaped as a rectangle or square? Which element is named after the Greek word for green? What is the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world? Which animal's fingerprints are so similar to humans that they can confuse forensic investigators? What is the smallest bone in the human body? Which famous scientist introduced the concept of natural selection? What is the only planet that spins clockwise? Which language has the most native speakers in the world? In which country was the world's first university established? The University of Al-Qarawiyyin. Which city is home to the famous temple complex Angkor Wat? Which civilization built the ancient city of Petra? What metal was once known as quicksilver? Which mountain is considered sacred in Japan? The Rosetta Stone helped scholars decipher which ancient script? Which European city is divided by canals and famous for its bicycles? Which organ in the human body can regenerate itself? The Nobel Prize was named after the inventor of what? In which country did paper originate? Which bird is the national symbol of the United States? Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Which chemical element was named after a planet? In Greek mythology, who turned everything he touched into gold? What is the capital city of Mongolia? Which ocean current keeps Western Europe warmer than other regions at similar latitudes? The famous Terracotta Army was discovered in which Chinese province? What does the term DNA stand for? Which composer became deaf yet continued to write music masterpieces? The Great Barrier Reef is located off the coast of which Australian state? Which planet has the most moons in our solar system as of 2025? The currency baht belongs to which country? Which scientist proposed the 3 laws of motion? What is the world's largest desert? Who painted The Persistence of Memory? What ancient structure aligns perfectly with the sunrise during the spring and autumn equinoxes? Which African lake is the source of the Nile River? What does UNESCO stand for? Which artist cut off part of his own ear? The Parthenon in Athens was dedicated to which goddess? What was the first animal to be cloned from an adult cell? Which city hosted the first modern Olympic Games in 1896? Which continent has the largest number of countries? What is the term for animals that eat both plants and meat? Which language family includes both Hindi and English? The chemical symbol Fe represents which element? Who wrote the Divine Comedy? What is the largest internal organ in the human body? Which empire built Machu Picchu? The equator passes through which South American country? What is the only mammal capable of true flight? Which Italian astronomer improved the telescope and confirmed the phases of Venus? What is the rarest blood type in humans? Which country invented paper money? Who discovered the circulation of blood in the human body? Which chemical element is named after the creator of the periodic table? What is the capital of Kazakhstan? The first successful vaccine, developed by Edward Jenner, protected against which disease? In which year did World War II end? Which mathematician is known as the father of geometry? What is the world's longest river? Which philosopher taught Alexander the Great? The atomic number represents the number of what in an atom? What is the largest moon in our solar system? The Battle of Hastings took place in which year? Which ancient civilization used cuneiform writing? What is the hardest naturally occurring mineral on Earth? The ozone layer protects the Earth from which type of radiation? What is the capital city of Canada? Which physicist developed the special and general theories of relativity? Who was the first person to reach the South Pole? Which country is the world's largest producer of coffee? In computing, what does HTTP stand for? What was the name of the first artificial Earth satellite? Which Italian city is known as the birthplace of the Renaissance? What is the chemical formula for table salt? What is the largest species of shark? Who wrote War and Peace? What is the oldest university in the English-speaking world? Which planet has the shortest day? Who discovered penicillin? What organ produces insulin? Which artist painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? What is the longest bone in the human body? The world's largest coral reef system is located in which country? What is the SI unit of electric current? Who proposed the law of universal gravitation? Which desert is the largest in the world, excluding polar regions? What is the currency of Switzerland? What does the Richter scale measure? The Mona Lisa was painted in which century? Which element has the highest melting point? Which chemical element was the first to be created artificially? What is the only sea on Earth with no coastline? The Voynich manuscript is written in a language that is what? Which mathematician solved Fermat's last theorem in 1994? Which particle gives mass to other particles according to the Standard Model? The Antikythera mechanism is believed to have been used for what purpose? Which animal can hold its breath underwater the longest? What is the only human organ capable of regenerating completely after removal of part of it? The world's largest known living organism, what? Which theory unites general relativity and quantum mechanics in modern physics? Write your score in the comments.